Hybrid family, welcome back. Today we have a bit of a different type of video for you all. I strongly believe that the defense that I currently run and have been running for pretty much 90% of the year will also work at the start of Madden. So I had one of my subscribers, I want to say his name was The Veteran. He had sent me a message on Xbox and he was asking me about like how do I do that with my safeties and a cover four and pretty much like my defensive breakdown. So at the start of every game, this is before I even see what my opponent is doing or anything like that. I set my flats to 20. I set my curl flats to 0 to some or sometimes 5. And then I set my hooks to 5 to 10. And then I come back up here and I put my defense of auto alignment to base. That just ensures that the play art that you see right here at the bottom of the screen, that regardless if they start flipping the play or like autoing out of plays, they won't move out of the position that they're supposed to be in. But I do run my defense out of dime, and the play that I use is cover 4 quarters. And the way that I get my safeties to move down is I come out in DBL safety blitz. I don't know if I'm gonna start out on offense or not, but as you can see right here, is my two outside safeties right there came down. But first, let me respot the ball because way too close. And then let's flip sides so I can actually get on defense. One moment. Okay, so now we're back on the defensive side of the ball. And look, so word to the wise, sometimes I don't even audible to cover 4 like that. All depends on situationals. If your opponent is constantly just running hurry up, and he's just constantly spamming the run or constantly spamming play actions, I will have them two safeties come down and stay on the blitz and just hope that my man coverage can hold up, because I do not run any type of man abilities. But this is what the play starts out like. I chose this formation because I run the spread playbook and we don't have gun tight or a lot of gun tight options. But as you can see right here with our flats, right here with the purple zones are actually going to act as our flats. So as you can see how they just instantly run down like 0 yards. I don't have pick artists on Chris Carter, so just ignore that. But let's go into a replay right here. As you can see right here, Chris Carter, a good example, and I'm also going to show you Joey Porter. They instantly sprint down to the sideline, or supposed to. And the only negative part about this is the fact that they do come down so hard and so fast, pause, that a 5-yard in route could definitely be caught by your opponent if you don't have pick artists. Like, if that was a pick artist on Chris Carter, I honestly believe that he would be able to get that, which is why I'm also interested, as you didn't see it in my last video, with having Haloti Nada over there. But right here, you see Joey Porter, boom, sprint right here at the line of scrimmage. This is good for if they like to throw out routes or they try to throw a quick seam or anything like that, or a screen. With Joey Porter Jr., with him having acrobat and also pick artist, he is able to make a lot of plays while playing at the 0 yard line like that. But something else that I do like to do, and which makes my defense kind of a risk reward type of thing, is, okay, I see that I have Gronk right here lined up on the outside of John Madden, my left tackle. I'm always going to assume there is some type of corner route on the field, which is why I now have my flats, my regular blue zones, they are going to go back 20 yards. That can be adjusted depending on like what type of corner routes they are running. If they're just running a straight corner route, the 20 yards should play that. If it's a deep corner, you have to do 25. But if it's a type of corner like out of gun tight or gun tight offset, and they coming up at an angle and then they still like moving upfield, but towards like the pylon area, you would have to put a deep zone out there. Moving your flat to 30 yards would not guard that. But I can also show you an adjustment that I kind of sometimes make when gun tight is happening. But right here, like I said, there is no, if somebody is calling my phone, say, hey, YouTube. But before I was interrupted by that, once I do this, and then I have him in a quarter or a south squat, he's gonna play anything within that 10 to 15 yard range, because with south squats they do not instantly run off the ball. And for the ones that like to like just run a streak, I instantly put my safety right here and I move him so he can be in a position to play that better. That is also why I love Chad Johnson, because of his 2 AP universal coverage. And sometimes, like, I don't really just do this that often, but let's say if number 15 right there, which I believe is my Colin Johnson's, it doesn't really matter. If he is on a corner route, and I know my opponent is notoriously known for running corner routes, I'll do something like this. Have both of my deep out zones cover the deep sides of the field, and this is my responsibility. This is the most aggressive type of, if you just throw a streak far enough down that sideline, you will score instantly. But not a lot of people just always just have that random streak. They always have them like run up and then cut in. And at that point, you're in the area that I'm supposed to be covering. So that's one word to the wise. And then also, I want to say the last thing that I would do if they're running gun tight, this is the type of adjustment that I would make. Granted, I know the deep side of the right field is definitely uncovered, but normally when we see this, they have their tight end and they're running deep down the middle. That is the whole point of Sammy Knight right there. If they run the a skinny out and then a deep out, that's the whole point of having Chad Johnson right there. We're universal. And then also for the support and backup, we have our outside corner on a deep out. So that is pretty much the only type of defense I do run. I do run dollar sometime when they just get annoying out of gun type. But as far as, I will call this play with different types of mixes and setups and stuff like that all the time. And I may do something like this. Like, it's all about learning the adjustments of what your opponent is doing. Because sometimes all I got to do is just come out in this base line and then we're just good. And I don't have to do anything else. I do not run match coverage on my cover 4 at all, because match coverage and the zones don't want to work right at all. But I do see some of the times, more than what I would like, is like, let's say Grunt right here. If they just come out in some type of formation and they just have Grunt just running down the field, your deep zones will get ran by. But hopefully you would have the speed to decently recover, especially if it's not the best thrown ball. And by the time they are able to fully develop their route to where they can throw it and be open, we better have some pressure in that backfield to at least throw off as some type of way. If you want me to give you a breakdown on my offensive scheme for Madden 24, because I have played it and I see what I think that will work for the average player, because by no means am I any good at this game. I'm alright though. But if y'all do want to see me break down my start of the year offensive scheme for Madden 24, just let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to cook that up for y'all. But until next time, my brothers and sisters, I'm out.